If you're a new rider, getting a first road bike or foldable bike must be a really exciting experience. But before you ride off, you have to be well prepared. My good friend Matthew will share some tips on how you can prepare and make your ride more enjoyable.
Matthew here. People know me in the cycling community as Matteo Cinelli. Today I'm going to talk about some basic cycling tips. Most important thing to check are your tire pressure. You want to make sure that your tires are nice and firm. The reason being because there's a lot of undulation on the road, and what will happen is if you go over a bump or a crack in the road, it can be dangerous if the tires are soft. The other thing I typically do before rides is I make sure that I have a fully charged headlight and a fully charged tail light, because whether you're on the PCN or riding on the road, it's important to have visibility so cyclists can see you as well as automobiles. One of the most important things that you just absolutely have to have, whether you're riding on the PCN or on the road, is a helmet. In fact, on the law in Singapore is to be able to is that you need to wear a helmet on the road, and you need to have your lights both front and back. So helmet, eye protection is important. Of course you want to look cool, but actually it serves as a better purpose because it's going to protect your eyes from any kind of debris that might come down. Okay, so I've gone through the basics of what you need to do in preparation. So if you're ready, let's go for a ride. Always try to keep a distance between you and the rider in front of you, especially on the park connector, because there's a lot of traffic. Ring your bell when you get a chance. You're going to do a right turn over here. Signal your intention to people in front of you and behind you. You'll see a lot of traffic here, people on their phones, kids, new cyclists, and you just slow down through these busy traffic areas, because keep in mind everybody is paying attention to what they're doing and not so much on what you're doing. So you have to do some thinking for them. I like to look out rather than looking down in front of my tire. I look out at least 10 meters ahead of me so I can anticipate cross traffic or even obstacles on the road. And when you come to a stop like I am right now, put your hand out, push down to the ground like you're slowing down. You don't want to come to a panic stop because you don't know if there's one bike behind you, 0 bikes behind you, or 10 bikes behind you. So let the people behind you know what you're doing with hand signals. Okay, Cinelli here. I've transitioned from the PCN out onto the roadway. In a previous life I lived in Europe, but in Singapore, because we're such a small island, I found after coming back after a number of years that it's much different. As you know, the roads just aren't as big, so we got to share the road and we've got to be friendly. I got a stoplight ahead of me, so I'm going to slow down for a minute, which brings me to a very important point. You need to obey traffic signals. Don't run red lights. The benefit of riding on the road, I think, is that everybody's moving in the same direction. Conversely, on the PCN, you've got cyclists coming at you, coming from the left, coming from the right. Got a green light here. And you got pedestrians as well. But when you're on the road, it's just you, other bikes, and traffic. So for right now, I'm on a 3-lane road. I'm staying to the far left. Ahead of me is a stoplight. I'm going to make a U-turn and go back to my car. As I approach, I give myself some time. I look over my right shoulder. I signal. And I slowly make my turn. And you need to plan this in advance. You do it in advance. Not last minute, because last minute, automobiles will show up and they're not paying attention. Look both ways, look at oncoming traffic, U-turn back. I also recommend music. External speaker, sure, that's fine. Headphones, that's a no-no. Reason being, you can't hear traffic. You can't hear people. You can't hear your fellow cyclists telling you, hey, car back. When you're cycling with the group, you should be in single file on single lane roads. and safe riding. Thanks. So in closing, there's two things I want to emphasize: safety and health. There's nothing more important than your safety and your health. So when you're out on the road, especially in Singapore roads, you need to share the roads with other motorists. The most important thing is that you want to get home to your family and your loved ones. I'm doing it for my mental health and my physical health. I'm 61 years old, and I plan on cycling for quite a long time. So I hope to see you out on the road. Number one thing is, ride safe. Thanks very much. Chinelli, out.